And the max was surprising million something in total compensation. Hello everyone, welcome to Career School. One of the most common questions I get from people is around salary negotiation. I'm not an expert when it comes to comp negotiation, so I've been telling people to search online before confirming or committing to anything. One thing I noticed is that before you start negotiating or even accepting your compensation, you should know your worth. And I think the best way to start doing so is to understand how Amazonians are being paid. So in this video, I'm sharing the average salary range for multiple roles within Amazon using a slide deck. This will help you understand the baseline as well as help you when you are negotiating for your total comp. But before we start, if you're new to this channel, my name is Young and I mostly talk about big tech and career development. So you and I can both grow in our careers. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and hit that like button as it really helps me create more content like this. Now let's really dive in. So as you can see, I prepared a slide deck so that it's easier to follow and easier to go back and check and all that. But before we start, I just want to give a huge shout out to levels.fyi because they're not sponsoring this video, but like all the information that I got is from levels.fyi. So in this video, I'll be going over 6 different roles and their salary range based on different levels. I will go over the average salary and minimum and maximum per each role by each level. One more thing before we start. These are mostly corporate jobs, US based and mostly in Seattle based. One thing that I want to call out before we start is that tech roles were paid more versus non-tech roles. Let's really dive in. Yeah, so let's start with marketing. So as you can see, what I've done here is that I have put together average, the minimum, and the maximum. And I have the levels on the left side from 4 to 8. 4 right after college, 8 being like director level. And because all the information comes from levels.fyi where people kind of input their own salary range, there might be some information that is lacking FYI before we start. Anyway, let's start with marketing. So level 4 average was around $97,000. This was base 80,000, stock was around 10,000 and bonus $7,000. The minimum was 62,000, base was 62 and then no stock, no bonus. This was kind of surprising. And then the max was actually 145, 135 base and then no stock and then bonus of $10,000. It's interesting to see this. Anyway, let's move on. For L5 or level 5, the average was around $153,000. Base 118 and then stock 24,000 with a bonus of $11,000. Minimum was around 115 with base 90, stock 20 and then bonus 5. Max 199. That's a huge difference between 115 to 199. That was base 142, stock 45, and then bonus of 12. And let's go into L6, which I'm in. And the average was 215, base 148, stock 51, and then bonus 16. It's interesting to see the minimum because it's 159, 119, and then stock 40 without any bonus. I'm assuming this person, he or she got a promotion from an L5 to an L6 because it doesn't have any bonus. Because bonuses are usually for people who join the company as a fresh Amazonian. And the max is 287, 145 base, 75 stock, and then bonus of 58. L7, which is principal marketing if it's an individual contributor, but mostly going to be a senior manager in marketing. And the average was around 318. Base 202, stock 106, and then bonus of 10. I'm pretty sure this number was probably after the salary adjustment we had because the base salary cap was around 160 in Seattle just before the announcement that we made in like February, I think. But this obviously is over 160 when it comes to base. So I'm assuming this was after that. So average is 318 for L7. And then the minimum was interestingly around 215. I'm assuming this was someone who just got promoted from an L6 to an L7. It was kind of interesting to see that there's no stock related to this. Anyway, moving up to max, it was 385, which is base 221 with a stock of 164. And I did not see any information around L8. Must be something going on there. So this is pretty much is what it's like for marketing. One thing that I can tell you is that marketing is probably one of the lowest paid job code in Amazon. and I'm in marketing. Yes. Anyway, let's move on to product management. So product managers, we do not have L4 product managers, and I think that's designed that way because product managers have to, really have that experience to work with other teams, influence other without authority and all that stuff. So I think that's why we don't have any L4 product managers, and hence we do not have information around L4s. Let's start with L5. So average 172, base 127, stock 34, and then bonus 11. Minimum 119, base 89, stock 30, and then no bonus. And the maximum is 240, base 160, and then stock 40, and then bonus 40. Let's go into L6. L6 average was around $248,000 with a base salary of 151, stock of 77, bonus $20,000. When it goes to minimum, it was 175, base of 130, stock 25, and then bonus 20. The maximum was $360,000. That's $160,000 in base and stock of $200,000. So the interesting part here is that I did not really see any tech product manager category separately on levels.fyi. So I'm assuming this whole product manager category is like within both non-tech product managers and then tech product managers. In tech product managers, it probably get paid more. And we can see that trend going on like after this product manager slide, which I'll be going into the program managers, because in terms of program managers, there are two different, like it was separated between program manager and then tech program manager. Anyway, let's move on to L7 here with product managers. For L7 was $384,000 with a base salary of 170 and then stock 190 and then bonus of 24. Minimum was 252, 158 in base, 94 in stock and no bonus. Max was surprisingly 565, which was base 185, stock of 40 and then bonus of 340. And when it comes to L8, which is like a director level, it was $666,000 total with a base of 191, stock 475, and then bonus of 0. 450 was the minimum for an L8, which was $160,000 base with a stock range of $290,000 with no bonuses. Max was surprisingly a lot. Almost $1 million there. It was like $950,000 total, and then base was 185 with a stock of $765,000, which is a lot. Okay, let's move on to program managers now. It's interesting because product manager, like some people actually get confused by product manager or program managers, but I think program manager is more so around like project management, but in the program sense of way. Interestingly, at Amazon, we don't really use the term project manager or project management. We always say program manager. So one thing to probably look into it. And another feature here is that program manager, I have actually two slides in program management. One is just program manager, which is probably going to be non-tech program manager. And then the other side is program manager tech. So right after this slide is going to be program manager tech. So just FYI. Let's start with L4. Total $94,000, base $70,000, stock 14, and then bonus of $11,000. Minimum was $83,000, base 63, stock 20, and then bonus of 9. Max was $110,000. $58,000 in base, stock, and 52, and then bonus of 0. Level 5 was average $137,000 total, and then base was 99, stock 28, and bonus of 9. Minimum was 105, base of 95, and then 10 of stock, and then bonus of nothing. Max was $170,000 with the base of $100,000 with stock $70,000. Yeah, let's move on to L6. And L6 total compensation for average was $194 with a base salary of $135, stock of $43, and then bonus of $16. The minimum it wasn't really that different from minimum with average, which was surprising. Anyway, minimum was $193, $121 base, $19,000 in stock, and then no bonuses. Max was $330,000, $190,000 for base, and then stock of $84, and then bonus of $56. I'm pretty sure this 330 person is a new hire because this person has a bonus versus someone else who does not. Moving on to L7. L7 total was $303,000. Base of $171,000, stock $99,000, bonus of $33,000. Minimum was $210,000 with base salary of $170,000, stock of $40,000 and no bonus. Max was $467,000, $220,000 in base, stock of $140,000 and then bonus of $107,000. I was not able to get any information for L8 people, but at the same time, I don't really have seen anyone who is an L8 program manager. I've seen L8 marketing people. I've seen L8 product management people, but I don't think I've seen any program managers. Anyway, as I said, moving on to the tech program managers, and from on this point, it's going to be all kind of tech related roles, just an FYI, and then tech related roles are usually paid way more than non-tech related roles. So L4 tech program managers are $135,000, base $104,000, stock $22,000, bonus of $8,000. Minimum was $67,000, base $63,000, stock $40,000, and then bonus of nothing. Max was $208,000, base of $152,000, stock $56,000. That's a lot for an L4. Anyway, moving on to L5, $191,000 with base salary of $140,000, stock $33,000, and then $17,000 of bonus. Minimum was $132,000, $107,000, $15,000, and then $10,000 of bonus. Maximum was $260,000, $190,000, $70,000, and nothing. Let's go into L6. The average for L6 program manager tech is $259,000. It was $160,000 for base, stock was $77,000, bonus of $22,000. Minimum was $173,000, $130,000, $25,000, $18,000. Max was surprising, $358,000, $158,000 base, and then $200,000 in stock. Level 7, $422,000 with a base of $190,000, $199,000 in stock, and then $34,000 in bonus. Minimum was $280,000. $157,000, $123,000, and then bonus of nothing. The max was $625,000, which is surprisingly high, and $240,000 in base, $240,000 in stock, and bonus of $145,000. Yeah, let's move into the next one, which is going to be software engineers. Before we start with the software engineers, I guess like kind of gathering all this information and putting it together kind of made me regret, why did I not study coding? Why did I go into business school versus some coding bootcamp or anything? Anyway, L4, 167 average, 127 base, stock of 22, and then bonus of 19. Minimum was 138, base 91, stock 36, and a bonus of 11. Max was 215 base and stock, and bonus 165, 50, and 0. L5 average was $235,000, base of 155, stock 64, and then bonus of 16. Minimum was 180, base 155, stock 25, and then 0 bonus. Max of L5 have already reached over $300,000. Total was $340,000, base was $180, and the stock was $160,000. L6's software engineers average was $340,000 in total. Base of 171, stock of 156, and then bonus of 13. Minimum was 245, 145 for base, stock of $100,000, and bonus of nothing. Max was close to $500,000, which is $490,000. Base of $260,000, and then stock of $230,000 worth. L7 average is already over $500,000, almost $600,000 actually. Base of 184, stock 385, and then bonus of 30,000. Minimum was $400,000. Base 160, stock of 240,000. Max was $845,000, and then 185 and $650,000 for stock. Level 8 average, which is probably going to be like director level of software engineering. And I think we actually do have L8 individual contributors in software engineering. I think they're like called senior principal or something. Anyway, their average was $968,000 with a base salary of $243 and a stock of $725,000. Minimum was $750,000, $160,000 for base, and then $590,000 worth of stock. And then max was surprising $1.5 million something in total compensation, base salary of $340,000, and then stock worth of $1.2 million. How is that even? Let's move on. Okay, so software engineering managers now, and software engineering managers are, I think, paid a little bit more than the software engineers because they usually have a team of software engineers they manage. So naturally, we don't have an L4 software engineering manager, or I think we call SDM, software developer manager or something like that. Anyway, let's start with L5. Level 5, 285, 161, and then 92 worth of stock, and then bonus of 32. Minimum was $205,000, and then 144 base, stock of 61, and then bonus of nothing. Max was $412,000, base of 190, stock 77, and then bonus of nothing. Let's go into L6. It's going to be $376,000, 176. 164, 37 respectively. The minimum was $272,000, 160, 112, and then nothing. Max was $500,000, which is base 160, and then stock worth of $340,000. I think this was actually inputted before the whole change that was made a couple months ago. Anyway, L7, which is like a senior manager level in terms of software engineering manager. It's total of $583,000, base 176, stock 345, and then bonus of 62. Minimum 408, base 160, stock 150, bonus of 98. Max was $850,000, which was base 180, stock of 670, and then bonus of 0. And then this is probably going to be the director level when it comes to software engineering managers. The average is actually over $1 million. It's like $1,160,000. Base 224, stock 851, and then bonus of $89,000. Minimum $600,000, base 160,000, stock 350,000, bonus of $90,000. Max, it's like $1.66 million, I guess. And I'm pretty sure this was actually inputted before the whole increase because the base salary is only $160,000 with stock worth of $1.5 million. I also wanted to add this slide here to kind of compare overall comparison between all the roles. So as you can see, that non-tech roles, especially for marketing and then program management, are probably paid less than product managers or tech program managers or software engineers or software engineering managers. And also I added an additional line where I added the increase when you actually get promoted from one level to another, and how much that percentage would be. So you can see that here. Anyway, I thought this would be helpful for you to understand how things work in Amazon. And also, I thought it's going to be helpful, especially when you're negotiating your salary with a recruiter and stuff. So hopefully this was helpful. I'm going off to study coding, as you can probably see here. But yeah, good luck with everything, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next content.